talk about how you kind of took over the conversation in Cowboy world. Let's get into
Right.
that. That's what we're here for. And we go talk about a lot of football. Tuck and I go freestyle this show. We can just go all over the place. We go do like we do over the phone. But so does Dak Prescott need to speak out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so. And now I think that, and I'll be fully transparent, man. Like a lot of people got to understand when it comes to me, boss. And we talked about this on the phone. Like I'm a creator, right? I used to do art, I used to draw, I used to do music, right? So my mind travels 1,000 miles per minute. And a lot of people on the surface level, when you see it, it's a big sticker shot. Like that, Tuck said, what? Tuck said,
yeah, it's a sticker shot. It is.
Yeah, but they don't understand that I really thought this out, right? So people had this mindset that I wanted Dak to crash out or cuss out the front office. Like, absolutely not, right? But it's just voicing your concern. And what I was saying is, we are fighting, boss. Everyone watching this show right now, we are fighting, saying, no, Dak needs a running game. Dak needs a left tackle, right? Dak needs a wide receiver. Like, we want to make life easier on Dak. Right. But what I'm asking for, Dak, can you help me a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Can you help me a little bit, bro? Can you grab a bag? Can you grab, a little bit to help us with this conversation? Because we're fighting this battle and we know it's an uphill battle when it comes to dealing with this front office. So it wasn't that I wanted him to crash out and kick over trash cans, but you can be a little vocal.
Yeah.
You're a made man. You're on your second contract. It's probably going to be your last. You got the deal. You got the guaranteed money. It's okay for you to say, I think we need a little bit more help. You know what I'm saying? We need a little bit more help, and publicly apply that pressure, right? And I gave, so many different scenarios, whether it was Tom Brady. I even showed a video of Peyton Manning going crazy on the sideline, snapping his offensive line, and Lamar Jackson, and the list goes on and on, right? So this idea that some people have that the quarterback has to be this perfect image and Mr. Perfect, that's not the case. If anyone played football before, no, quarterbacks can be kind of cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? They're highly protected. You know what I'm saying? But they're very cutthroat individuals because everything falls on their shoulders. No one's going to say, oh, they lost that game because of the linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, they are going to put that ownership on the quarterback, and especially in Dallas. Mike McCarthy's gone. Kellen Moore is gone. Dan Quinn's gone. Dak, there's no more human shield for you. So it's now speak up forever or hold your peace. And I'm just saying, hey, Dak, just a little bit, just a little bit, right? Don't always have to go the corporate route and teeter the line a little bit. Sometimes, as the great Kendrick Lamar says, gotta pop out and show. Pop out and show sometimes.
So, a lot of people fear the danger of that, right? Because it's a long history of like retaliation or what appears to be retaliation. Like a lot of people spoke out, like it was a mass exodus of guys when Mike Nolan first was the defensive coordinator, right? Poe was gone, Griffin was gone, and then Carr was gone, then Clinton Dix was gone, and then Dez spoke out and he goes, and then Mari goes. It's so many. So it's one of those things. I think when you were saying it, people like myself was over here like, bro, you are asking for Dak to walk the plank, Can you address that?
Yeah, I would say I think Dak's in a completely different situation. One, because he just signed the deal, and two, he has a no trade clause, right? So he's protected, right? Some of those other players that you mentioned, they didn't have the protections, they didn't have the cap casualties that Dak Prescott has, right? And I feel like if Dak is able to voice his opinion, it's going to apply a whole lot more pressure on the front office. So Dak, you're a made man, right? Now Micah, who's not made. Micah right now, so that could happen. So the things that you mentioned can happen to Micah, right? The things that you mentioned can possibly happen to Deron Bland if it was him, or the list goes on and on. Dak, you are set. You're good to go. Your contract is just now kicking in, right? You don't have to restructure. You don't have to do anything. You can just sit on the bench and still collect. You got your guarantees. You got your no trade clause. So just like B Bird was saying in your earlier show, right now it's not about the money. It's not about the endorsements or the accolades right now, Dak. It's about your legacy, right? Do you want to go out being known as a winner or someone who got, just never able to get that opportunity? So you have to really think twice. And I get it. There's going to be pressure. A lot of athletes go through it. Kobe Bryant went through it. Kobe Bryant was one of those athletes. He tried to walk the right way, talk the right way, walk like Jordan, dated Brandy, all sorts of stuff. Until finally Kobe's like, you know what? He went into Mamba mode. You know what I'm saying? And y'all remember what happened. Kobe said, hey, after they got rid of Shaq, trade me. I want out of here. Get me out of here, right? What was he really? Did he really want to leave LA? No, but what happened? They went ahead and got Pau Gasol and they won multiple championships after. You see what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes you have to use what we call is your superstar privilege. And Dak Prescott, you have superstar privilege, bro. You have it. And sometimes you might have to use it, not sloppily, but you might have to use it to get to what you're trying to go. Because if you sit back and being docile and kind of sitting on your hands and just say, hey, I'm gonna trust Jerry and Steven, well, let me give you a spoiler alert. They ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. The same people will say you gotta learn how to do more with less.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I mean, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Like that is strategically and publicly setting you up to fail. They said it out their own mouth. It wasn't an innuendo or anything. They said he has to do more with less. So were they saying, we setting you up to fail, bro? You're going to have to figure it out, right? So there needs to be some type of pushback to say, no, that's not acceptable. And I feel like it'll have a lot more impact if it came from Dak Prescott, our quarterback.
You, Dak Prescott, what do you want for the team?
Oh man, well, one, I'm getting me some wide receivers, a whole new slew of wide receivers. Two, I want a stronger running back core. Three, I want a better offensive line at the left tackle position. So I'm saying those things for me personally. If I'm Dak Prescott,
gotcha.
Right? I like Jalen. I like the Jalen's, right? I like the Jonathan Mingos and all that. No, bro, I need something that's elite, right? I need someone that can separate. I need someone who's a game changer outside of CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you need that because we sat back on Sunday and watched the Super Bowl where the Eagles' number one weapon in Saquon Barkley was limited. Didn't matter. There goes Smitty. There goes AJ Brown. There's Dallas Goedert. We good. Stop Saquon. We got multiple weapons. If that was the Dallas Cowboys and the Chiefs shut down CeeDee Lamb, it was good night. It was good night. You know what I'm saying? And they're daring some of these players, daring Jalen Tolbert to be. Jalen Tolbert led our team in touchdown receptions. Why? Because teams are tearing. I'll take that. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to get to the situation where it's like you have to help Dak. I don't understand it. We're seeing multiple quarterbacks around the league get all sorts of help, whether it's Josh Allen getting Amari Cooper. They had James Cook, who had 18 rushing touchdowns. Chiefs Witten got DeAndre Hop, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, loaded him up with weapons. You saw what happened in Philadelphia. Why does Dak Prescott have to have one thing?
Right. He need more than one. Let me play this clip real quick.
From a personnel and roster building standpoint, salary cap management as well for Jerry and Steven, you guys talk about learning some hard lessons, especially from 2024, depth issues once you guys were ravaged by injury. Just as far as salary cap management goes, free agency and the like, looking in the mirror is one way that you can learn things. Another way is to look at what your opponents and enemies are doing and try to kind of take from their strategies. When you look at a team like the Eagles, for example, do you feel there's anything that you guys can kind of take from their strategies, seeing as they handle free agency a certain way and they're back in the Super Bowl this year, that kind of could work for the Cowboys going forward?
Yeah, I think you certainly look at that. I think you look at your competitors in your conference, what it's going to take to have success, whether that's a 49er team or whether that's an Eagle team. Obviously, the 49ers, had the injury bug situation.
But the key part is he said he looked at it. And you do look at it. This is the year to look at it, right?
Right.
And so when I look at it, it looked like to me, if I'm saying, okay, I'm going to study my competitor, it says to me that they bent around Hurts first and deep and well. The first people that they got was D. Smith, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert. They took care of him first.
Right.
So then they added and even upgraded from Sanders to Saquon, which is something Dallas doesn't do because we believe too much in our drafted guys.
Right.
So, but my point is, if Stephen Jones is saying that he's looking at his competitor, we're not even close in terms of Dak and his weapons. You know what I'm saying? So, which is to your point, and I would say this if I was Dak, like you said, you got to give me some bona fide weapons, like some real weapons.
Right.
Like if you look at, because people like to say Burrow, he's just a quarterback. Look at his weapons.
Weapons, bro. Crazy.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, and I will say this, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have, spouses or wives, right? It's different when my wife says, "Oh, can you take some?" Oh, yeah, I looked at it, right? Well, it's a lot different when she says, "Hey, I need you to." All right, let me see, what are we talking about, right? So it's like, yeah, it's one of those things. We're saying, Stephen Jones is saying, yeah, we're looking at it, but we need to say, nah, bro, we need you to really look at it.
Right.
Not only look at it, do something about it. You see what I'm saying? So that's just kind of where I feel things are. It's like, hey, get it. I understand, because you saw what Philly was doing last year. You had to look at it last year. I mean, you saw what the 49ers did with Christian McCaffrey. Looking at it, that's the problem. Stop looking and start acting. You know what I'm saying? Like do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at my homework, Dad. Okay, I see it. Stop looking at the homework. I need to get the books open and get
Talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk, boy.
So that's where I'm at when it comes to the front office, and I feel like we can do it ourselves, right? We can do it publicly. We can tweet. We can have 105 through the fan and other stations talk about it. But what can really get the ball rolling is if your quarterback and Dak Prescott says, "Nah, I need you to do something differently," right? I need to do something differently, because the problem I had when it came to Dak's comment about the Eagles and that we're close and next year is going to be our year, right? It just breeds complacency. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I tell Cowboys fans, if Stephen Jones were up at that podium and said, "Hey, I feel like we're right there with Philly. We're, we just had some players go down, but all we got to do is get healthy and bring our guys back, and we're right there to be Super Bowl contenders," Cowboys fans will be losing their minds, right? You don't want to go into this offseason and start breathing out complacency that we're already there. I need someone to go out there like Micah just did today and say, "No, bro, I don't want to stay the same. I want help. I want to get better. I want to compete with these people." I mean, hell, Mike is even talking about calling the Eagles, Thanos, and, stop the Avengers, right? Because that's how it feels. It feels like, because let's not get it mistaken. They got Saquon. They're not done. They're not done. They gonna shake the room again with something else, right? You have to keep up what they're doing, because they found a formula that works for them, right? So the Cowboys are going to have to change their mentality, and hopefully players speaking up will help that. But I think you can give them a little bit better push if it came from Dak Prescott.
Yeah. So I was looking at this from Dome, right? I'm gonna show this graphic real quick. So looking at this from Dome, right? Looking at the free agency spending since 2016. What it says to me is that we put too much emphasis on the drafted guys. That's what it says to me. And then on top of that, they also, to me, and it's not even to me, it's pretty obvious if we just look at the history of how these free agents are treated. They are not treated the same as the drafted guys. So like, if you was drafted, somebody can murder somebody in the car with you and you go stay on the team. But if you're in a free agent and you get caught some marijuana, you're gone. Right. And look at and I mentioned this earlier. What did all them dudes have in common when Mike Nolan was here? When they was released mid-season, they was all the Marshalls guys. They was all the guys, when I say Marshalls, former greats, Clinton Dix, Griffiths. It was all the free agent guys. It's as if the Dallas Cowboys want to win a Super Bowl just one way.
Just one way. when unproven way, right? And I know a lot of people. Well, I don't want to say unproven way. It's been proven, but the thing that the Cowboys are missing is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. The Patriots did it. The Patriots did it multiple times, but they had a coach who had full control, and they had arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time doing that. Love Dak, but we don't have that, right? So I feel like the Cowboys, if they really want to get serious and try to compete for a Super Bowl, not splitting with Philly in the regular season, they are going to have to change their approach. I get it. I love the undrafted stories. I love Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell, and list goes on, but that is not enough. That is not enough. You have to be active in free agency and also the draft. And you're sitting back relying on this draft and 7 rookies to get you to the ultimate level. You are sadly mistaken, and teams will continue to lap you and pass you up.
I got 2 super chats right here. My boy Weewoo, he said, how many first and second round wide receivers San Fran and Philly have?
I'm trying to think.
2.
Philly got 1.
I know San Fran got 2 because they just drafted 1, and then Debo
was first. And Ayuk was in the first round. So
he wasn't, but he was quality. It was a quality. Yeah, he was in a deep draft.
Right. I mean, yeah. So they got what, you know what I'm saying, and with AJ Brown, and then you have Smitty, right? Smitty was the first.
AJ
round.
and D, yeah, and then we can also add. I got it right here. Who's their second guy? Yeah, right there. Yeah, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, they traded for, right?
Yeah, they traded for
what? And then Dallas Goedert was the second round, wasn't he?
Yep. So you got to Weewoo's point. Good super chat. You know, that's heavy investment. That's heavy investment. Yeah, that's heavy investment into your quarterback. It's not you go do more with less. No,
right.
It's not.
And see, yeah. I don't know. And here's what I'll say. What kind of going off with this super chat? Go ahead and read it now.
He said, I feel Scotty has something to prove. How you feel? Yeah.
And so here's what I'll say about that, right? Which is crazy to me. And I said this on Twitter, and this was another tweet. People whatever, right? It feels to me the Cowboys are doing everything to put pieces and weapons around Schottenheimer compared to Dak. Look at the offensive coaches that we load in we just gave Ken Dorsey a job.
let's talk about the trenches real quick. I became after the San Fran game. I became open to the trenches for 12. I did.
Right.
Well,
we're talking about offensive trenches or defensive trenches?
Defense.
Okay.
Not offense.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I became open because, one of the things that came out during the Super Bowl, and I didn't know that the average weight of the offensive lineman for Philly is 338 pounds. And, I want us to invest, like you said, invest in the trenches, but I also want us to develop somebody in the trenches too, just to shore it up. If that's there, what I'm saying is I'm open to it. It's almost like Philly, where they got Jordan Davis. Year one, they had to kind of help him out. They had to get Linval Joseph, and they had to get Soup, right, to let get his DT legs. I'm open for that. What's your thoughts on that?
Here's why I wouldn't go defensive trenches in round 1 or 2, because once you really roll up your sleeves, I know we're still early in February. When you start looking at the defensive tackle class, y'all,
it's a lot.
It is deep as hell. It is deep as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, there's guys that are day 2 or day 3 where you're looking at like, yo, with the right coaching, this is a first round pick. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I feel like you could probably get that in the 3rd, right? I really wish we did have a 4th round pick. I would try to do whatever I can to go get a 4th back some way, somehow, because there's so many quality defensive tackles. Like you talk about a guy, I did a film session on like Deion Walker out of Kentucky, right? 6'7", like a godly frame, right? But doesn't have the consistent engine. But man, when it jumps off the screen. Like it's scary, right? So if you find a coach that can bring that out of him on a consistent basis, you got you a hell of a player that could be Jordan Davis, like, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many of us, him and out of Oregon, like the list goes on, and we'll be here all day. It turns into a damn draft show, right? But there's so many defensive tackles in this class. It's like, the only reason I would probably say defensive tackle is someone was a slide. Like if you did have a Mason Graham slide at 12, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad. He would probably be the only one defensive tackle wise.
That's the only one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If he was to slide, then okay, I would understand it, because I feel like Mason Graham, even though me personally, I don't know how you say this, right? I don't understand how Mason Graham is like a top 8 pick, right? And here we are doing draft stuff, right? I don't understand how everyone is saying Mason Graham's a top 8 pick, a must, right? But then my guy out of Florida State last year, and Braden Fisk, who played phenomenal this year for the Rams, he was a 2nd round grade. And I don't see this massive difference. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
like
my only
real
thing when it comes to Mason Graham. Is like, okay, how am I saying this kid is top 5, top 8, but this kid jumped just as much last year at Florida State, and he was 2nd
or more.
Yeah, and more. I mean, at a big game, interviewed him at the Senior Bowl. I mean, you watched the ACC championship. Like Braden Fisk was one of those. I mean, we talked about him on the draft. I was like, that's Kingpin Fisk. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, right? So, but also, like I said, but Mason Graham, he would be phenomenal. I feel like he has his ability. Now, it really just depends on his defensive staff, what their philosophy is. But I would be there. But anybody else outside of that, besides Abdul Carter, who I think is gone, I just couldn't see pulling it at 12 was come defensive tackle. Like I know a lot of people talking about Mike Green at the Senior Bowl and whatnot. I just cut up Mike Green's film because a friend of mine's a Buffalo Bills fan. He wanted it, but it didn't feel like 12 for me. I feel like the guy that we get at 12 this year, it shouldn't be no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be a slam dunk, right? It should be a slam dunk where we just know what we're getting. We're getting a guy that's going to have instant impact. I think I'm project out. Every year after we do the draft, Boss, we talk about, is this a now draft or a futures draft? I'm tired of coming on Boss Cowboy.
I know.
Final word is futures draft. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of saying futures. I want guys that's like, okay,
immediate.
It moves needle. It moves
now,
needle, right? Now. When the Eagles got Jalen Carter, I just knew it was now. You know what I'm saying? When the Eagles got Cooper DeJean and Quinion, I just knew it was now. I don't I don't want guys that, in 3 years we're gonna have a hell of a player. Like, nah, bro, I need now. Especially if you're not gonna be active in free agency.
Right. So, what's your thoughts on corner? Because obviously, go ahead.
Yeah, corner is a desperate need, right? I feel like, one, Jermon Bland, what's going to happen in that situation? And let's be honest, I mean, after he came back from the injuries, whatever that was, he didn't look quite the same. I think that the Cowboys re-signed J. Lou, but then you have Trayvon coming off the injury. Kalen Carson, I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm just not feeling it. Because you look at our schedule, y'all, we don't have time to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We have some dogs out the gate, you know what I'm saying, already. So, I feel like corner would be a need. That would be something. Me personally, I would consider corner would probably be my first defensive need I would attack in the draft, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. And I know people are talking about, maybe the Cowboys go corner at 12. Start keeping up. So there's ways you can mitigate that. But I agree, you got to stop the run. But also it's also not just the personnel thing.
Now, it's also because you have the ability to look at all the pressures. I have the ability to look at all the pressures. Everybody can't
Right.
cut it up as fast as we can, you know?
Right.
So this ain't even a trust me. I'm going to say this, don't test us because we will show you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it'd be better to just come around to the facts on that. Real talk.
Right.
I want that.
It's real simple. You speed up their clock, right? You speed up the quarterback's clock.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It's no. Yeah. And it's so many games where I really, really watch that pressure.
Well, just look at the Super Bowl. Look how Pat Mahomes was sped up. It wasn't constant sacks.
His feet was
now
off.
You sped up. You know what I'm saying? Your feet is off. You're throwing missed throws, right? Because your clock is being sped up. You see what I'm saying?
Also had 50 pressures.
Pressures, bro. In the interior.
Yeah, in the interior.
So imagine having this monster right here come off the edge,
and
then you're
Osa
trying to step up in the pocket. Now you have Osa coming up. It disrupts timing.
People forgot when Micah Parsons came back, we led the league in sacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
all the people talking about trade Micah, as crazy as it sounds, we almost made a playoff push with Micah Parsons coming back. That's how insane Micah Parsons is. He came back with no Zach Martin, no Dak
Tank.
Prescott, no Tank, and said we about to make a run for the playoffs, and almost did it.
Yeah, they were man.
Damn near did it.
Yeah, yeah. Had us believing in Cooper Rush again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bro was making a run, beat the Commanders, beat the Tampa Bay Bucks,
right?
Backed up Joe Burrow.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Why are we sleeping on that? Like, why are we sleeping on that? See, like, so when Dak say we close on that, he right. We whooped Washington with our B team.
Right. Right. I mean, if we keep in a buck, you know what I'm saying? Trey Lance outplayed Jaden Daniels that last game.
He did.
he did. You know what I'm saying, bro? I don't know. Zimmer had Jaden Daniels in a damn blender. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think the talent is there, right? I think the talent is there, but it's so top heavy. It's top heavy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's top heavy. Yeah. And a lot of the key pieces that we may have had last year, I don't think we get Eric Kendricks back, right? I don't think we get some of these guys back that were Zim's guys, right? So you're going to have to replenish those and replace them. So, you know, but also, you know, when it comes to that, boss, I think another thing is that the pressure was off back then, so you can play free. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like the Cowboys can play free when there's no pressure. No one's expecting you to win versus Tampa, so you got nothing to lose. You see what I'm saying? You can be aggressive with your return game. You can be a little aggressive, take extra shots down the field because no one's expecting you to win a little bit. So, you know, it's all a mixture of everything, but don't get it mistaken, man. This Lion down here had the troops fired up to the point we was telling him to chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was telling him, you know what I'm saying? We had Travis Hunter film session getting ready to drop. Micah came back and said, ain't gonna be none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So check this out, man. I'm gonna just flip it on you real quick.
All right.
You believe in that internal talks to trade Michael? You believe that?
It depends, right? I feel like I mean, just to any, right? Internal talks probably mean two randoms at the water fountain talk. You know what I'm saying? Two randoms, you know what I'm saying, the cafeteria, you know what I'm saying? Two little randoms in the Cowboys. It's probably someone in the Cowboys poll like this. I'm like, man, we should trade Micah Parsons. Cowboys would be idiotic to trade Micah Parsons, man. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it if they saw how bad this defense looked without him, right? Because if you're going to trade Micah Parsons, you're probably going to lose to Marcus Lawrence. We already talked about the cornerback position. You already talked about the safety position. We
Did they do this with CeeDee Lamb? Did they do this with Dak? Did they ever say it was in internal discussions?
But here's what I'll say though, boss. I mean, you gotta know what's behind the scenes. I've been having these internal people talk about Micah being traded for the last 3 years. I heard it last year.
You, but see,
You know
this,
what I'm
let me
saying?
tell you why I'm nervous though, Tuck. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. Cause he is outspoken, and it's trail
I
of
know.
blood. You know what I mean? It's a trail of blood. It's like, could it be
Yeah.
a nefarious plan for Myles Garrett and then to try to trade for Micah?
Well, here's what I'll say with that, right? Which would be crazy, right? If Micah is advocating for Myles Garrett, he get traded for Myles Garrett, right?
It'd be crazy.
But if you think that Micah Parsons outspoken, Myles Garrett is 1,000% worse. Oh yeah. Myles Garrett is late to practice.
I ain't know
You know what
that.
I'm saying? Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he much.
You
like,
schooled me.
Yeah, he you know what I'm saying, don't show up to, like, there's multiple cases of him being late, not
He's
showing
on
up.
that. He's on
Yeah.
that. For real?
Yeah, he's on, but he's super talented. Oh yeah, look it up. Look it up. I
Yeah.
even pulled. I remember I pulled that up when everyone was talking about Micah not missing the voluntary. So I pulled up Myles Garrett and when things are being said about him, late to practice, late to this, but I mean, he's a baller. You know what I'm saying? So what can you say? So if you think you can't control Micah Parsons, what gives you the mindset that you can control Myles Garrett? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't think the Cowboys would be that foolish. But you never know, right? You never know, because once again, boss, what scares me is just they don't like the outspoken. And
Right.
talking to numerous players, previous players, current players, I feel like what we have to figure out, Cowboys Nation, I put this tweet out today, is like, we have to figure out how can Cowboys players be their genuine selves, speak up, speak their truth, and be protected. And it has to come from us. You know what I'm saying? It has to come from us. It has to come from the fans. It comes from the media. But it's just one of those things. The boss has listed so many people who's been a casualty to just speaking up. Amari Cooper barely even speak, bro. You know what I'm saying? Amari Cooper
It
plays
was a
chess,
casualty.
he reads books. But as soon as he said, hey, this offense, I can, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do we get that to change in Dallas? Because it's needed. It's needed. And I feel like also, boss, it hurts our drafting tremendously because we always draft the quiet guy. Why the Cowboys? Oh, draft an offensive lineman. I draft an offensive lineman. Not because it really helps our team in the most capacity. It's because they don't say nothing. You get no problems. Get no problems with no offensive lineman. You're not gonna get offensive linemen saying nothing in the media. They're gonna be very lunch pail with a hot shot wide receiver that knows it. No. George Pickens. Oh no. We don't want that in Dallas. We want people that we can control. But we all know playing the game, you need some loose screws.
Man.
You need some loose screws in order to get to where you're trying to go. So.
Hold on real quick. These boys coupled with these super chats, man.
Yeah.
You got them going, Tuck.
Pitchforks be out, man. Pitchforks be out.
I disagree. I think people are bracing for the trade of Micah. See, Luka shocked everybody. No.
Good point.
Yeah, y'all are prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah.
Like,
they've been planting the seeds of the smear campaign on Micah for about 2 to 3 years now.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they're gonna be, get rid of me.
Yeah. The pitchforks are already out.
But we got some first round picks. Now talk to me who we should get. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they've been planting the seeds for Micah. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a full on zombie attack. So good point, man.
It's true. It's just true, bro.
Yeah,
we ready.
yeah.
We are ready for this.
Which would be crazy.
It would be crazy as hell. So now that was the only thing I feared, Tuck, is just because he's speaking out. Because I've never seen it with their star players. My boy D.A. Lee said they chasing headlines.
Right. It's that time. It's the time. But I will say this, Cowboys Nation, prepare for impact. Prepare for impact. If we trade loose, I'm calling it a Luka fight part 3, man.
Oh boy, me and Lou been going at it. We've been going at it on that Luka stuff, man. We've been going at it. Like
I would probably be done, y'all, if they traded Micah. I'd probably be done. Hey, I got a super chat, man. Appreciate you, Eli. What do you think about Golden at 12? I know Golden's moving up the draft boards. I mean, I can see it if you want an X wide receiver. Me personally, I don't think that the Cowboys are going to go X because they want to prove this Jonathan Mingo thing right. But I like Matt Golden out of Texas, but I don't think they would take him.
I got one more for you, Tuck. I got one more for you. Let's go through this real quick. This is very important to me.
With Jason Witten and asked him, how close did it actually get to you being on the Cowboys staff?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think, it's not, time's not now. I think I just enjoying what I'm doing right now and coaching my kids, and I think just continue to do a good job and work at it, and there'll be opportunities there for me. So
there will be opportunity. Just he knows that door is open, but this worst part is the last part.
Thought process is that Schottenheimer getting hired here. You should honestly just take it.
So that's Jason Witten explaining, not now, but maybe for moving forward.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of people who their thought process is that Schottenheimer getting hired here is why he's not on staff, and that it's not because of a bad thing, but it's because of he actually is friendly with Schottenheimer and he doesn't want to be distracting to him.
Over the shoulder guy?
Which just sounded like he didn't mind with McCarthy, but it sounds like with Schottenheimer, that would be something that he doesn't want that aspect existing for Brian while he's trying to become a head coach.
Jesus. So, Tuck. Basically, Witten knows that he's going to be a distraction whenever he comes to Dallas. How can it ever be a good thing for Jason Witten to be on the staff for any head coach at any time? Am I tripping?
Nah, you're not. Honestly, because we already know what it is, right? You already know what it is, and you already know you pretty much bring your replacement on the staff. So that's why, me personally, I wish the Cowboys would have just got him in the first place, because that's what we're bridging to. You know what I'm saying? So let's just cut the Band-Aid off and go to it. You could have built this same staff around. You could have brought in Jason Witten, made him the head coach, kept Brian Schottenheimer as your OC, let him call plays, brought in the same old staff, and you would have just got what you wanted, bro. So why are we dancing around and going this big old circle? Because we know that's where y'all want to go. Because he even said it, whenever the time comes. Bro, you didn't talk to Jerry, wink, wink, but you talked to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You talked to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bro, we get it. So if that's where you want to go, just go there, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? Just go there and get there. So, it's going to be hard for someone to bring him on the staff because you already know
he's the coach in waiting.
He's the coach in waiting. So how can you trust him? How can you
can't?
It's just a bad situation. It's just a bad situation overall. That's why I wish the Cowboys can't commit, right? They don't want to rebuild. They want to kind of do it, right? They didn't want Mike McCarthy to leave, but they didn't really want to keep him. So they're always kind of just teetering in the middle. And that's the reason why we get these mediocre results. Just go get what you want.
Right.
Go get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Why lead this man Schottenheimer on when you already think about, damn, man, about 2 to 3 years, I just got to find a way. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if I can just get Jason Witten a job at another NFL team, he can have some success over there in the Chargers or somewhere.
I would like that better. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
That's probably what they're going to do. They're going to plant him somewhere else.
I would like that much better. I would want him to go somewhere else.
Jacksonville or something.
Yeah, because to me, you got to wash off the stain of nepotism. It's already too strong. Like, you got to wash that off. That stain is deep in on him. So if you let him go to another team, then I'll feel a little bit better because it at least give the appearance that he's paying his dues. And then you can lie to us and tell us that he's paying his dues.
Right.
Even though he the coach in waiting. I got 2
Right.
super chats that I'm going to ask you one more question, bro, because I appreciate you coming on. We going to finish this off with how we started with this Dak stuff. So one super chat came from my brother Q-Dog, Dallas coach. He says, anyone who says pressure doesn't matter is dumb as hell. Ask Mahomes versus Eagles, Cam Newton versus Denver, Young versus Dallas, Favre versus Dallas, it win chips. I don't want to use adjectives like that, coach. I want to respect people who think different, straight up. I just want to respect different thoughts. I want them to just respect me too. That's it. You know what I mean? So
and Boss is working on me to do the same. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? and Boss is trying to work the miracle of me doing the same. But Q, I agree with you, bro. It doesn't even make sense from a football perspective. How can you even say something?
Yeah, you can't say that watching film. You can only say that in the theory. That's it. Like, you can't say that while watching it. Like, if I got the film on, nobody will be able to say that. Period. Yeah. You can only say it in theory. That's it. So it would be much better if people just came around to the truth on that.
Right. I didn't know that was an argument, so I missed that.
No, it said. I heard a lot of people say that. Chris 214 say, I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. Should be our mentality from our leaders. So
I also got a super chat. Deshaun King, appreciate you, bro. $5 super chat. I feel like Dak should use the football and engage to get content creators without set off Jerry, just like Mike. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have to be full bombs over Baghdad, but Mike McCarthy set that podium and he gave it. And like, I remember Dak did it last year, right? And I forgot what it was. I want to find a clip where he was like, he was like, I'm not going to say it. And he's like, no, well, actually, I am. You know what I'm saying? I forgot. I think it was contract wise. You know what I'm saying? So you can put out the warning signs without being sloppy. Like when Micah said the day wasn't sloppy, it wasn't aggressive. It was the truth. We're all watching these channels across the board feel the same way that Mike is feeling. We don't want to stay in the same place. We want to add more talent to have more impact.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's not a slight to your players on your current team. If I am Jalen Tolbert, right, and the Dallas Cowboys draft Luther Burton, well, guess what? Maybe I need to step my game up and make Luther Burton not a factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just elevates everybody. It elevates you because now you're really fighting for your opportunity. So yeah, you want to have talent. These guys come from Penn State. They come from Alabama. They call them all over. They know every year is a new draft class full of 5 stars coming in.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It wasn't like, we had a 5-star class last year, so we don't need bro. We getting 5 stars this year, the year after. You know what I'm saying? If you're not prepared to compete, then you might need to transfer.
Right. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my final word and let you conclude it out. I'm doing 3 shows today. So I first thank you, bro, because I know this is not easy. Like, holding Dak accountable, because you bring, when you talk about Dak, whether good or bad, you go bring a crowd. It don't matter which side you on. So we've been on both sides where you have and I have talked about the things he's done well. We're now saying we want you to kind of step it up a little bit more in speaking out, especially because CeeDee Lamb and Micah has been doing it lately. I think they're the main leaders, so it's almost like you got to add yourself to that equation, in my opinion, just to continue the pressure, in my opinion. You guys, so that really moved me over. But I appreciate you stepping out, and I told you probably when I was talking to you earlier, man, like, you led on this. Like, I wasn't talking about this. I wasn't even thinking about talking about this. You know what I'm saying? I was more so on the subject on what do we need to change based on the game? What do we need to do with our opponents? I was already kind of gearing up for the offseason. But this is a level of pressure to kind of kick off, off season, So I think this is still right on time. So I would say this real quick as I kind of give my final word. I'm expecting contract games.
Right.
What would you expect, like, for real? What do you think is going to happen with Micah with these contract games?
Hold out.
After a tag. I think they go tag him.
If they tag him, all hell's going to break loose. But yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think he going to hold out. Yeah. No, they not going to.
Because it's the 5th year, right?
This the 5th year.
Yeah. I'm trying to think where we at.
This is last year. So I think they have to tag him. I'll double check that. that. But
yeah, I think a holdout's coming.
Yeah, a holdout coming. And that's sad. That's sad because he's sending all these signals that he want to get his contract out the way to free up cash. So my final word is 877 pay Micah now. And I mean this. How they treat Micah is going to tell you everything about their seriousness. It's going to tell you everything about their seriousness. Because I showed y'all, and everybody know this, Philly paid all their stars in April. Every one of them.
D. Smitty was in the same draft and got paid last year.
Yep. AJ got paid twice in April.
Right.
Dallas got paid in November in year 3.
Right.
And I heard you say they pay people early?
Pay people early. Get ahead of it, right?
Right.
Must be nice.
So I think the number one thing people should be watching is how they treat Mike. Don't fall for these people that's fighting over petty stuff like what he said on the podcast. Nah, man, I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. I care about the fact that this man is an impact machine. He is a force of terror. He is somebody that's just disruptive. You cannot, and he gets sacks. Shit. So he get pressure and sacks, and we still be talking about it. Right. So my final words, man, is thank you, Tuck, for leading on this, and stepping out to where you go get attacked. You did, and it's gonna keep coming. You go get attacked both ways, bro. So I appreciate you stepping out, man. What's your final words, brother?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, boss. I will say this, right? When it comes to me getting attacked, I'm perfectly fine with that because it's nothing people can really do to me. But I think that when it comes to this content space, this content world that we're in, a lot of us has been doing this for 4 to 5 years, right? And I think what the fans or the viewers really need to understand is what is our intent, right? Some of our intent is not about views, it's not about clicks, it's not about manipulating the algorithm or anything like that. A lot of us are in this because of our love for this Dallas Cowboys team, right or wrong, right? So what people have to understand is, and boss, this, and others watching this channel who are close to me, I had a suite. Let me repeat that, y'all. I had a suite in New Orleans from Fanatics, shout out to Fanatics, right, to watch the Super Bowl. But my loyalty and my love for the Dallas Cowboys, I didn't want to be around that and watch the confetti drop on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kudos to them, but I did not want to see that, y'all. I want to win. I want to win bad. So if I ever bring up an idea or a thought, it's not because I want to tear down a player or I want to disrupt the team. It's because I want my team in the Super Bowl and to win a championship. I don't have any ill intent. So yes, I did say what I had to say about that because I personally feel like it's needed to help us win. That is all that I'm here for. I'm not here for anything else. If I was here for anything else, I was in the wrong business. It's not about money. It's not about clicks. It's not about fame. It's not about any of that besides my love for this Dallas Cowboys team. So yes, if anyone has played sports, sometimes you have to have tough conversations with people that you love to try to get on board.
That's right.
It's just how things work, right? Us as brothers in the content space and sisters in the content space, we have tough conversations, right? But it's done with love. It's done with respect. I didn't shoot Dak down. I didn't say Dak is garbage or trash or any of that. I just said, listen, bro, we're out here fighting for you. Your brothers are out here fighting for more. We need you to jump in with us just a little bit. Saying just a little bit, right? And so I know a lot of people, they see those 3 letters and Tuck says Dak and they want to attack. I don't care about that. The 3 letters I care about the most is WIN. I want to win, right? So if some people got ruffled their feathers or they felt some certain way, let me put it fully transparent. I do not care, right? Because at the end of the day, I want somebody. It doesn't have to be Dak. It could be CD, Micah, or hell, it could be damn near Brandon Aubrey.
All 3.
To get this front office to start moving in accordance of a team and a franchise that wants to win a championship. Our fan base is tired. We're sick. It's been 30 years of mediocrity, and we deserve better. So if I have to be the bad guy, then so be it. I will be it. But I will not sit here and keep my mouth shut to appease nobody and no damn up-and-coming content creator. So if you have a problem, don't tweet me, send a link, and we can talk it out. But we are here to find solutions and help this team win. We don't do fanboy content where people are protected, and we can't. If Dak is throwing interceptions, he's going to get an interception film breakdown how to fix it. Right?
That's right.
If CeeDee Lamb is getting jammed up on the route, we're going to do a film breakdown on how he needs to get better separation. If Micah Parsons can't beat a double team, we're going to do a film. Nobody's protected, because at the end of the day, we are in this to help our team win. So just have to understand that not everyone has good intent. I'm going to be completely transparent.
That's
right?
real.
But for a lot of us who have proven it and have a resume out the wazoo, y'all know what we're here for.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to attack Dak, that wouldn't have been the topic I would have attacked. There was so many other topics I could have did that got a lot more views and a lot more conversation. It was not. I'm sitting there saying, hey, bro, I get it. The corporate structure. I understand what it's like to be, you know what I'm saying, these types of situations, but we need the real you. We need the real you, because I feel like that can really push this team to the next level versus sitting back and just going with the flow, right? Disagree with something. I can't even name something that Dak disagreed publicly with. It's just always, you know what I'm saying? I support Mike McCarthy, but I support Brian Schottenheimer. I like this and I like, it's just too much, right? Tear in the fence. Sometimes you have to put your toe in the sand and draw a line and say, nah, bro, you're not going to sit out here and say publicly, I have to do more with less. Nope. No one else around the league is doing it and would tolerate that. And I'm not going to do that either and give some pushback. So, you know, like I said, Cowboys Nation, I know we're in a situation, but at the end of the day, I know Boss, Rome, Law, DMV, Big Game, James, Scott, Vox, list goes on and on. There are people who came into this game strictly because we love the Dallas Cowboys and we want to win. I can't say that for everybody, but you know, when it comes to Tuck and us and some other people, that's all that we're here for. And that's my final word. And like I said,
gotta snap some collars and
don't tweet me. Give me a link, bro.
They ain't gonna do it. They not gonna even do it, bro. That's the worst part,
bro. I'm sick.
That's the worst part. I'm
sick with it.
Ain't nobody gonna ever face you.
Don't send me a tweet. Send me a link, bro. Like my girl Lotto said. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Meet me in the booth, bro. How are you calling yourself a football content creator and you don't want to step up with another football content creator and talk no football? What are we doing? What are we doing, dog?
Yeah.
All I get is tweets from some of y'all. And it's not no aim tweets at me directly. If you have a problem with what I said, send me the link, bro. What's wrong with y'all StreamYards? What's wrong with your OBSs? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with them? But now y'all want to tweet and use my platform, right? But you don't want to sit face to face, toe to toe, because you know what it is. And you know what it is. And they know what it is.
It won't happen.
You can't sit down with Boss or Tuck or Rome or DMV and Vox and talk about no pressures don't matter, bro. We'll dog walk you out the building publicly, bro. You know what I'll do to you if you ever fix your lips on camera and told me that pressures don't matter? We would dog walk you out the building. So yes, just stay over there and let us handle what we're trying to handle and find ways to help this team get their 6th championship. And that's my final word.
God damn, man, you had 2 of them things.
You got to snap some collars and let know you there to take them out anytime
You feel like it.
You gotta get the ground beneath
Get
your feet, partner.
partner.
Get the wind behind your back and
And go out and blaze if you got
to.
to. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, make sure y'all hit that like on both channels, man. Show support. Hit that like. I'll be back, Bossland in an eye. Appreciate it, Tuck.
Good job. Let's get it. Rap content coming soon.
Hold on, Tuck. Hold on. Say what you said again, bro.
Yeah, draft content coming soon. I just did an interview with Kendall Paul. He's a sleeper out at East Texas A&M. I got some other players gearing up from the combine coming on the show, man. Got film sessions, all that gearing up, man. So definitely tune in with us, Cowboys Nation.
Tune in, man. Y'all take it easy, man. J Tuck and Boss, let's go.